With the new government taking charge in Dhaka, former Chief Advisor Muhammad Yunus has come under fresh fire, this time from the country's highest constitutional authority, the President of Bangladesh. In an interview to a Bengali newspaper, he in fact described the period following the 2024 July uprising as a time of conspiracies aimed at creating a constitutional vacuum and permanently destabilizing the country. He also accused Yunus of trying to remove him from the president's post in an unconstitutional manner. He also alleged that Yunus wanted to replace him with a former Chief Justice who refused to take up the post, also reportedly adding that he felt like a prisoner in a palace during the term of the interim government. This was not all. In another sensational charge, he accused the former interim government of blocking his official visits to Kosovo and Qatar. And he also claimed that Yunus failed to observe constitutional propriety by not briefing him on the output of his foreign visits. For instance, the Bangladeshi president asserted that he had no information on the country's recent trade deal with the US. According to him, he virtually had no communication with Yunus during the interim government's 18-month-long tenure. Interestingly, he was full of praise for the role played by the BNP chairman Tariq Rahman, and he asserted that BNP's top leadership were not in favor of removing him through unconstitutional means. He revealed that the same stance was taken by the chiefs of Army, Navy and the Air Force. That's what he says. And this assumes significance as well as he was elected unopposed as president, remember, in 2023 as a nominee of ex-Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's Awami League, which is a bitter rival of the BNP. And in December last year, he hinted at resigning after the election, citing humiliation from the Yunus-led government. These revelations coming in the wake of growing suspense about the future plans of Yunus. While the Nobel laureate resumed his duties as the Yunus Center head on Sunday, speculation is also rife that he wants to continue in the corridors of power by eyeing the president's post. Along with the Bangladesh election, a referendum was also held, remember. Yunus's endorsement of a yes vote was perceived as a sign of him potentially vying for the president's position. This is because the referendum contained proposals vastly enhancing the powers of the president, providing scope for independent decision-making, and this included capping the number of terms for a prime minister and allowing the president to make key appointments without the cabinet's recommendations. However, this process suffered a setback after the BNP came to power by winning 209 seats in the recently concluded general election. To begin with, BNP MPs refused to take oath as members of the Constitutional Reform Council, which was supposed to legislate on the proposal cleared by the referendum. Although the BNP has not publicly revealed who its next presidential pick will be, the future moves of Yunus will be closely observed. Our next story coming in from India, where in a significant move to steer away from the colonial past in a way, the statue of British architect Edwin Lutyens will be replaced with Chakravarti Rajagopalachari in the central courtyard of Rashtrapati Bhavan. The announcement was made by Prime Minister Modi during the 131st episode of his monthly radio program Mann Ki Baat. The Prime Minister described the move as part of a larger national effort to shed colonial era symbols. He also said the decision reflects the spirit of the pledge articulated during Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, particularly the resolve to free the country from what he called a mentality of slavery.
राष्ट्रपति भवन में राजाजी उत्सव मनाया जाएगा। इस अवसर पर राष्ट्रपति भवन के केंद्रीय प्रांगण में श्री राजगोपालाचारी जी की प्रतिमा का अनावरण किया जाएगा। वे स्वतंत्र भारत के पहले भारतीय गवर्नर जनरल थे। वे उन लोगों में थे जिन्होंने सत्ता को पद की तरह नहीं, सेवा की तरह देखा।
The statue was unveiled today. This was a part of a commemorative celebration honoring his legacy. This will be followed by a special exhibition dedicated to his life and contributions. It is scheduled to run from the 24th of February to the 1st of March. Popularly known as Rajaji, he was a towering figure in India's freedom movement and post-independence politics. In fact, he holds the unique distinction of being the first and only Indian to serve as Governor General of India after independence, succeeding Lord Mountbatten. An early and close associate of Mahatma Gandhi, Rajagopalachari was so trusted by Gandhi that he was described as, quote, the keeper of his conscience. He served as the Premier of the Madras Presidency before independence and later as the Chief Minister of Madras State. A man of strong convictions, he went on to found the party in 1954. He was awarded the Bharat Ratna as well. The decision also meaning that the bust of Edwin Lutyens, which stood in the president's official residence for decades, the move is being viewed as both symbolic as well as historic, replacing a representation of British imperial architecture with a leader who played a pivotal role in India's transition to self-rule. Edwin Lutyens was a British architect who played a central role in designing New Delhi after King George V declared it the imperial capital of British India in 1911, replacing Calcutta. Lutyens was the principal architect. In collaboration with Herbert Baker, he designed several monumental buildings in New Delhi, including Rashtrapati Bhavan, the North Block, South Block, and India Gate. And in recognition of his contribution, a part of New Delhi is also known as Lutyens Delhi. This nomenclature is often deployed in political circles as well to denote the elites of Delhi in a way. As India continues to redefine its public spaces and national symbols, the replacement of Lutyens' bust with the statue of Rajagopalachari marking more than just a change in stone and bronze. It represents a shift in historical emphasis as well. 4 years of war, 2 million casualties, cities reduced to dust. Both Russia and Ukraine continue to launch attacks on each other. And now, Vladimir Putin raising the nuclear stakes as the Ukraine war completes 4 brutal years. Moscow signaling a chilling new priority. Take a look.
For 4 years, the Russia-Ukraine war has burned through fields, factories and families. Tanks rolled, drones swarmed, missiles screamed across skies. The front lines shifted, but the violence never stopped. Now the battlefield widens, not with troops, but with warheads. President Vladimir Putin has declared the development of Russia's nuclear forces an absolute priority. The message is blunt. In the middle of a grinding conventional war, Moscow is doubling down on its nuclear triad. Land, sea, air, all modernized already.
The development of the nuclear triad, which serves as a guarantee of Russia's security and effectively ensures strategic deterrence and a balance of power in the world, remains an unconditional priority.
Russia already holds one of the largest nuclear arsenals in the world. There are roughly 12,000 nuclear warheads in existence. The United States and Russia together control nearly 90% of them. Now, Moscow is sharpening its edge. Reports suggest Russia is moving advanced systems closer to NATO's doorstep. Among them, the Oreshnik missile system, described as a next-generation capability designed to penetrate defenses. Western analysts say that the deployment of Russian tactical nuclear weapons in Belarus has heightened military tensions in the region and increases the risks of military escalation. As Western leaders debate new security guarantees and military aid for Kyiv, Putin is investing in its ultimate insurance policy. Nuclear forces as priority. Nuclear forces as the ultimate deterrent. 4 years ago, this war began with tanks crossing a border. Today, it enters a phase where the shadow of the mushroom cloud looms larger than ever. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.